a new story, and that story has been taken from your book Marigold Class 4 NCERT. And to get to that story, you have to open your book and turn to page number 81. So, if you have reached that page, you will see that the title of the story is Helen Keller. So, this is a name. Helen Keller is a name. So, this story is about this girl whose name is Helen Keller. So, who is this girl and why they have given us a story about this girl? So, let's start the story and then we will get to know the answers of all the questions that are coming in our mind. It was the summer of 1880. A healthy baby was born in a small town in Alabama. The baby was very healthy at the beginning, but one day something happened. The baby got fever and it stayed high for a long duration. The parents were so worried that they took their child to different doctors. They asked for help from everyone, but they could hear only one thing: sorry, we did whatever we can do, and the baby might not live. This was devastating for the parents, right? So the parents were helpless. But you know what happened? The baby lived. Yes, Helen lived. Helen lived, and but there was some issue with Helen. One day the mother said, I really think there is some issue with Helen. They went to doctors and get Helen checked. So they find out that the baby, Helen Keller, could not hear or see. The baby, Helen Keller, grew into a little girl. She was very smart, but because she could not hear or see, the whole world was very different for her. Even her own parents could not know how to help the little girl. Her father would say, give the poor child whatever she wants, when she used to cry out loud. Even her own cry she could not hear. The parents were very worried about the little girl's future and how would she fit in with the whole world. Although Helen could not hear or see, she was a really bright girl. Yes, many people would say that Helen could not understand and could not learn anything, but her mother would not agree. She would say that no, she is a very smart girl and she can learn anything. We just have to reach her. It's our issue. We are not able to reach to her. She is locked inside herself. Helen began to grow wild. She would not let anyone comb her hair. She would always wear dirty clothes. She often was hungry and she would lay on the ground and kicked her feet. No one was able to control her or even communicate with her. Her parents grew more and more worried about their little girl, whom they loved dearly. So they thought of finding a good teacher for her who could communicate with her and show her how beautiful the world is and show her the way to communicate with other people. Yes, they found her a teacher. Miss Sullivan, a young teacher, agreed to help Helen to see the beautiful world. Miss Sullivan met Helen and gave her a doll. While she was giving it and Helen was holding the doll, Miss Sullivan, with her fingers, wrote DOLL on Helen's palm with special sign language. Yes, she was teaching Helen a special kind of language that Helen could use to communicate with the whole wide world. After Miss Sullivan drew the sign symbols on Helen's palm, Helen also copied the same DOLL on Miss Sullivan's palm. She did it, but she did not know what she was doing. But yes, she copied Miss Sullivan. Helen liked Miss Sullivan. Why? Because she was kind but strict as well. Day and night, over the period of time, Miss Sullivan used to draw lots of words on Helen's palm. One day, Miss Sullivan made Helen put her hand into running water. After doing this, Miss Sullivan spelled WATER on Helen's hand. Yes, suddenly Helen understood that WATER meant something wet running over the hand. That moment, Helen understood that words are the most important thing in the world and she could learn about anything, she could know about anything with the help of words. And after that day, she would not stop exploring her world. Yes, she would do everything and anything, and she would know what she was doing, and she was able to communicate with everyone. Despite having so many problems, she found a way. Such a motivating story, right? Did you like the story? Do tell me. We'll meet next time. Until then, bye bye.